On our podcast show today, we are at Cooler Master HQ in Nehu. This is their brand new flagship. Looks like a heat sink, actually, from the outside.
Amazing.
And I'm told by one of the PR people, I think he's a marketing guy. He's really smart and very fashionable, Charlie, that in this HQ, celebrities from one of the neighboring TV stations actually come and hang out in the downstairs restaurant, which is world class.
The cooler bar.
The cooler bar.
Yeah.
And one of the people responsible for that, probably overall responsible for all of that, is our good friend over here from Cooler Master. He's the CEO. He's been in that seat for almost 8 years.
Being here?
We've been in the CEO seat.
Oh, yeah. Barely.
He's the Sha. He's Jimmy Sha. How you doing, sir?
Great. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on our podcast show.
Yeah, thank you. We're very appreciative to be having you guys here.
Well, thank you so much for having us in this beautiful space. And I'm sure it feels amazing to finally see all your friends from overseas, your offices around the world, kind of come and gather again in the tech hub of Asia, which is Taiwan. Especially having them here in the, do you call this the heat sink?
No, we don't call it.
What do you call it?
What do you call it?
The maker building.
Oh, the
maker building. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be one of the themes moving forward, is that you are going to be for makers in so many ways.
Indeed.
I heard a story that you have 2 floors in this building that are still in a thinking phase.
Yes.
Can you share some of those plans? Because I heard some rumors. I just want to know if they're true, because those plans sound amazing.
Well, there's no secret here actually, that because we don't know how exactly the rest of the 2 floors are going to be contributing to our community, to our friends, to our users. You know, so for example, like the way we are having the cooler bar on here, it's not just about the like place for our own employee here, but it's more like letting neighbors here, having fun, having some food, and then decent food, especially here. And then you are able to drink the coffee or even the wine here.
We had the risotto, the seafood risotto.
Nice.
Oh my God.
You like it?
It's so amazing. Like, it's just incredible. Recommended by our friend Charlie. Yeah, it was very good recommendation.
We recently just have the new chef together with us, and then she's specializing about all this kind of food.
You know what? It was mentioned to us is that not only is your entire space made for traditional PC and tech makers, but your kitchen is also a maker space as well too, because of the number of chefs that you bring in that are actually celebrities sharing and also competing against each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that is not really competing each other. People would like to show as a maker.
Yeah.
That is time, like I said just now, the building is like a maker building.
Yeah.
So the entire of the building here, inside of the people that like us,
Yeah.
we would like to making something.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to making something, it's not like, wait, I want to try going to compete with somebody else.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, hey, I want to do something different.
Yeah, that's
As
right.
a maker,
Yeah,
that's
so
the spirit of the maker. I want to do something different. Why the thing looks like this? All the water's like this. Why it's always being the circle, but why it cannot be like square or rectangular?
And with all our chefs coming in, you make new dishes, you make new creations for customers to try.
Right.
Some people might like Italian food, some people might like Chinese food, right? So you can have an Asian fusion together, right?
Yeah.
And things like that. And about creative space, again, this building has lots of levels, lots of floors. The first 2 would be probably the restaurants and that kind of the cooler bar style, and then you have more floors for creators. And tell me more about that.
All right. So we still have, as you can see from the downstairs, we still have the bunch of the places that they has not been used yet. And then that's back to your question just now. Why it's not really in use for something of the thing? We are really struggling. We are really struggling that what will be the thing that we are able to put the work and fun in balance. And then not just for our own people, but also for the rest of the people around here. And then we're trying to do some kind of the fusion area. So the purpose you're getting into here this building is actually I'm looking for some fun, but also I'm looking for some new stuff that I have never seen yet. And I'm looking for something like in between the tech and between the place I'm able to really enjoy it. So that's related to the drinks, foods, having fun, and technology. Everything. And then that we call it tech lifestyle.
Okay.
So
Wow.
the rest of the during the show time that you have seen, starting from even the component all the way to the ecosystem we are
Yes.
providing to users, that is where we are trying to deliver to the users that to let them understand, not has to be Cooler Master,
Yeah.
but that is how the technology are actually
Yeah.
in your life daily, and how we are able to let that kind of the feeling
Yeah.
across with you every single day.
Yes.
So when you having fun, or let's say you want to have a sip of the drink, you're watching a movie,
Yes.
right? And the best place are living.
Yes.
No, not really. Our all backs is going to be a place. You're sitting there, you're lighting it down, and then you're watching
yeah.
your own movie with your own ambient, and you're actually immersed.
It's the gamer's
inside that
room,
kind
the
of thing,
gamer's space, right?
And that's your space.
Yeah.
And then you grab a cup of the beer down there, and then just enjoy your movie. And that's the downside.
I've seen them, make the makers and the room have, like, for example, if I'm a Star Wars fan, it's all Star Wars themed.
Right.
If I'm a Star Trek fan, it'd be all Star Trek. It's the user's imagination, right?
Exactly.
Whatever you want on there, and it's your your hobby, your passion that drives your creation in your room.
Yeah. And then that is the kind of like the place for you.
Yeah.
You want to entertain yourself, get in.
Yeah.
You want to do some job down, make some job down, get in. There's the downside. If you're watching a movie, then your wife calling you, you are not able to hear.
It's like, not here.
Okay, sorry.
So I guess that's kind of the change in the industry. I mean, you've been an industry veteran for as long as Cooler Master has been around.
Many years.
But you didn't join Cooler Master until later in their life cycle, because they just turned 30 last year. Right. So within your 30 years, you've seen a lot of different changes. I know that you could probably comment on this, but what have been kind of those pivotal moments within that 30 years, and how will Cooler Master pivot for the next 5?
Okay. Let's talk about the history first.
Sure.
Okay. So we started actually from the CPU cooler.
Yes.
So there are 4 systems. There will be one. There was one Cooler Master CPU inside. So that was the place that we are dedicating for the coolers, CPU coolers.
The CPU coolers,
Yeah. And then all of a sudden that our founder, Roger.
Yes.
Yeah, and he heard from some of our customers. Back then there's no like listen to the user in the community, read it. Just know that it's everything you listen from your
Read the
customers.
spec.
Yeah, and then the opinion of the customer says, hey, you should do this, you should do that. And then our customer want to buy this, our customer want to buy that. Then all of a sudden then the customer was saying, hey, you know what? You should do case. Because the bunch of the people who are selling the case and pretty well. And again, as a maker, the spirit of us, or starting from Roger all the way down to like me.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to do it. Why you want to do it? It's like the making a good revenue for you guys. Yes, unless the thing's different.
Yeah.
So that's why we're launching the first aluminum, 100% aluminum chassis.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, and then it was super expensive.
Yeah.
And however, people really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's about you guys are really doing something different by making your own spirit.
Yes.
And then I'm really inspired from that. And then if I'm the user,
Yes.
that I'm inspired on that, and I would like to create something really for me.
Yes.
And that is how back then the create CPU cooler to the cases.
Yes.
And then again, the customer said, "Oh, you already do the cases. Why not power supply?
Why not?
It's a
Why not
progression,
peripheral?"
isn't it? Right?
So gradually there's a progression about adding all the different
Yeah.
kind of the product line into it.
Now, when
And
you
the
mention
way now.
customers, do you mean like your retailers?
Like retailers, like distributors.
Okay.
Here a little bit tricky. It's about the back then, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
a bunch of our business done by the distribution.
Yes.
So a lot of the brands like us are actually just talk to the distributor.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Because you're not really able to listening what exactly their customer needs.
Yeah.
So that back then when we started for the retail,
Yeah.
we know one thing. We need to we really need to understand the needs from the end user.
Yes.
End user, the real user who's buying.
That's
this.
right. That's right.
We call it like distribution. They are very important. They are like theater.
Yes.
But the people who are buying the ticket for that movie,
Yes.
that's the customer of us.
Yes. Yes. That's
So
right.
yeah.
It's like watching a Marvel movie, right? You make used to be making the film. They didn't care about the fans. It was all about profit. But then now you see all the fans out there, the Marvel, the superheroes.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're making a movie for the fans because those are the ones that watch the movie.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So it's kind of similar concept where you listen to the customers because they're going to be buying it, right?
Yeah.
If you don't listen to the customers, then here's a case: either buy it or don't buy it. If you like it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
You got to get some feedback off them.
Exactly.
You also need to take a
upgrades.
risk as well too, because we all watch movies. There's been so much talk about fan service. What does that actually mean? Well, your fans are the ones that put the dollars into the machine and let you make money. But then these artistic directors don't want to do it because, oh no, that's cliche. No, I'm not doing a fan service.
Yeah.
No, you have to do the fan service. Otherwise, you don't get to make your next movie, right? You have to listen to the real customer. You have to take that in, right?
That's the theory.
Yeah.
That we were going to adjust.
Wow.
And again, they talked about progression. So from CPU coolers to case to power supplies, and then modding. And that's a massive fan base, right? With modding, it's whole niche and that. And then you're moving on to lifestyle.
Yeah.
And is lifestyle the new space of the future?
Well, I can't say that. The lifestyle going to be a future. But one thing we are sure is that kind of lifestyle are actually people are chasing for.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, if you have that kind of habit, right?
Yeah.
Like myself, I will not cook. So
I
I'm
love to
looking
cook.
for. Oh yeah.
I love to cook. I worked for the largest cutlery retailer in Canada, and one of the things I learned is how those knives work. Because I'm a
turning
Chinese.
to the wrong people
No,
now.
I'm a Chinese chef, right? Because I use one knife. But then when I worked for this company, I realized that the whole world opened up because there's 12
many
knives,
knives.
20 knives, right?
That's right.
But learning how these tools work
Right.
made me a better chef,
Yes.
better cook, because now I can explore a new world. I think that Cooler Master is very much the same.
Yes.
They provide the tools for creativity, but they're also listening to what we want.
Make it
before we
this
make
way.
it.
Yeah, just like using that kind of example as an environment or thing, right?
Yeah.
So we get a piece of knife.
Yeah.
We got a beef here.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to cook today?
Yeah.
A steak. Okay, then chopping the steak.
Yes.
But what we are trying to provide is not just about a knife.
Yeah.
Or the desk.
Yeah.
You know, or the carb or whatever. What we are trying to do is that when you get into the kitchen,
Yes.
that's it. That is you have the kitchen looks like.
Yeah.
As a best chef in the world.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that is how we are trying to create that kind of the thing, the momentum. We call it ecosystem.
Yes.
The ecosystem.
Yeah, we call it ecosystem. So we have all the different kind of the ecosystem as the vertical.
Yes.
So connecting all the different components.
Yes.
So came from our case, power supply,
Yeah,
cooler,
yeah.
and then we are starting to linking them together.
Yeah.
And then, but again, we don't compromise about our technology as well as for the performance. So
Right.
that's why what we are looking for is that, okay, you know what? You can do be something different, but that the rule number one is we will still let your tools to be the best performance machine in the world when you buy it from Cooler Master.
Now, when you speak ecosystem, normally what ecosystem might mean is that it starts to close off the doors to interoperability. But you're also making sure that there's a good payoff, which is to make sure that when you buy all Cooler Master, everything works so well together that you don't have to leave the ecosystem.
Right.
Do you see what are the pros and cons of doing that in your business?
Well, you know what? The pros is that we were going to discover some new places where we never have that yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's going to be but the cons is like, okay, when you differentiate yourself or distracting about the business focus, then you will get something. Oh, sorry, it's kind of loud here.
Yeah, it's a really great party at Cooler Master. So many people are so excited here right now, and I absolutely love the fact that everyone's getting into creating things. Again, we're here with Jimmy Sha, the CEO of Cooler Master, where all these guests are coming in, and it's really fantastic. That's called covering for your butt over here with the noise. But Jimmy Sha, that's the example. Everyone wants to create with their different tools, right?
That's where the ecosystem.
That's right. I mean, you're creating new products, which is totally not very, not PC, right? Because PC is one part of the business. Now you're creating different products for the lifestyle. I mean, there's a drum kit here.
Yeah, there's a drum kit. There's a drum stool here.
Stool, yeah,
And it's
that's
a Cooler Master stool.
That's right, and it's all got that. It's all within that ecosystem, within that what Cooler Master is all about. And it's amazing how the ideas you come up with. I've seen this new creator thing that I'm walking into this new office, and it looks like an art exhibition. It doesn't look like an office.
Thank you.
Right? It looks so good. It looks like one of those art exhibitions in London that I go to, And it's so inspiring for youngsters to come in here, look at all this new stuff, and then it gives them that drive, that passion, And that's what drives me anyway.
But you know what's even more amazing? And I found this out from our friend Charlie, who was briefing us on why this building's so amazing. It's the fact that all of those little fans have a counterpart in every one of your satellite offices in the world.
Right.
So I gave him an idea. It's like, hey, if these all open at the same time and sing a song every day at Taipei time, every hour, why don't you have everyone film that exact time and just have it? That would be so cool to see all your offices, because you have over 100 offices.
No, not
yet.
No,
not yet. Soon?
Not yet. We're going to be.
Going to be soon, right? So future looking, right?
Yeah.
It's a very unique kind of installation. You have these dangling, I think they would call them chandeliers, but anyway, those fans open and out depending on the time as well.
Depending on the time.
They're controlled with like the lights and also with audio, right? So when there's a music playing, it goes with the beat and everything. And again, that is all connected via the Wi-Fi internet, and that goes through around all the offices around the world, right? And one of the offices is in Netherlands.
Yes.
Now, I'm a veteran. I'm a very old veteran. I've been to one of your old offices in Netherlands, Venlo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I flew from UK to Dusseldorf, and at the time there's no flights to Venlo, so you have to fly to Dusseldorf in Germany and take a drive across the border to Netherlands. And they had an office there, and of course it's moved now, right? But it's interesting. Again, Cooler Master has been in the business so long. Again, what was one of your first cases? Remember?
Oh God, my very first case that I reviewed was actually the original Cosmos. The original Cosmos.
Okay.
That was my very first
Cosmos
case.
1000.
Yes. However, the first product that I ever reviewed, I think, was actually one of your heat sinks. I can't remember, but it was the one, Hyper Series one. Very early Hyper Series. Which is interesting because I think around that time frame, someone said that the one in 90 systems had a Thermaltake CPU. Some number that stuck with me.
Yeah,
right?
I had the aluminium one. ATCS.
Oh my God! Really?
I'm old. I'm very old.
With the glass or without the glass?
No glass.
Okay.
It's aluminium. Yeah, and people were modding.
Yeah.
That case because it was square, but it was all aluminium, and people were modding them at the time.
Yeah.
And I guess from that's where the modding hit with Cooler Master, because that was everybody moved from Wave Master to Cosmos, right? Cosmos is the classic. I've got one.
Yeah.
I'm happy you mentioned that. You know why? Because let's go back to the spiral, make it again.
Yeah.
When we design our case, we are not really like designing case only. We are actually designing. When we design a case, we already thinking about the thing is that people might mod it.
Oh, right.
And we encourage people. We encourage people to replace the panel. So if you did that already. In the past, it's like riveting, right?
Yeah.
But that one was screwed.
It's screwed. It was screwed.
So we are intentionally to design that for the people who mod it.
Yeah.
Making them easier.
So you wanted that. Yeah. You wanted them to
we wanted them to mod them to showcase themselves.
Right. Okay. That's right. It was very innovative at that time because back then you had brown beige boxes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Cooler Master was one of those cases that my friend got and thought, well, that looks just boring. But then he just modded it, and it was easy. It was easy for him to mod because you had all the tools, like you said, the tools from Cooler Master and everything. So that was it. But taken from there, I've been in the modding business for a long time too, but not great mods. I just take the case and just lay it out. But what was your first mod then, Stephen?
My first mod was actually stickers. Yeah, I just needed to put stickers on. I made my own sticker and I put it on there. But that's a type of modding. I wasn't that adventurous. I was actually more about the heatsink paste placement. I did I did cardboard ducting on the inside of the
really?
case.
Oh, really?
I just needed to make it cooler.
Cooler
yeah.
master.
Cooler master, right?
We could have fan duct, but you make it yourself.
I made a fan duct, right? But I understood those concepts, and as I learned how to overclock, it became even more important to have the cooling directed. In the first, funny enough, I'm dating myself here, but remember when Tom's Hardware was actually Thomas Pouch?
Yeah.
He taught me how to overclock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. P166 MMX was my very first real CPU.
Okay.
And I took the 166 all the way up to 283.
Yeah.
Thanks to his information.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
thank you, Thomas Pops.
And with Cooler Master, it's always been in the esports and gaming business, because I remember in Europe they had Team Cooler Master, okay, in the LAN series.
Yeah.
And you go to the LAN parties back in the 200s, the early 2000s, and people bringing PCs into the LAN parties, and I guarantee you, at least 3 to 4 out of 10 were Cooler Master cases.
Yeah.
The Cooler Master brand was synonymous with all the gamers and esports, everything. So you're already building a big reputation there in terms of gaming, esports, gaming accessories. Look at all the stuff at the back here. Look, I mean, it was there, and it was again more to do with at the time gaming. Moving on to thermals, again now then of course gaming accessories. Lifestyle stuff.
It's interesting you mentioned that. Maybe we come back to the ecosystem thing, but the fact that you mentioned that people are willing to give Cooler Master all their money, maybe the ecosystem thing isn't such a bad thing, because if you promise them that if you put everything together and it's going to work better than if you mismatch from different brands.
Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah.
I think that you've given people enough things, you've given them enough value over the years, that ask is actually not such a big deal as you deliver.
Yep.
And that's what we're always looking for, is that whether or not Cooler Master can deliver on the promise within an ecosystem. So as long, that's what we're all looking for. That's what we expect. And then we've gotten it over the years, right? And I think that if this continues the way it's going to continue with your new software, you've got the Master Hub now. You've got a software division working. You've got speakers coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, you've got your existing lines, like your headsets and peripherals and everything like that. If you can find a way to continue to work this together so that everyone enjoys, I don't mind giving you all my money. I'm sure other people
thank you.
And that's,
plus one more.
Right. And
it's going to be always unique.
But that just makes it, do you feel that if you do that, though, will it, and this is the other edge of the sword, the knife. Do you think it will stifle innovation in the rest of the industry if there's this too much domination in this part? Not enough interoperability. Do you see that? Because the spirit of Taiwan is that everything kind of sort of works together really well, even if you cobble it together. Do you think that will extinguish that collaboration?
Actually, we are not really thinking so on that way, because there's still a bunch of our friends brands cooperating together with us.
Okay.
And the reason why is that no, we are not going to dominate in the market.
Yeah.
Market is always there, and then we are trying to just create the pie bigger.
Okay.
We are not trying to just get the pie, and then we are afraid of that we don't have the resources from our.
Yeah.
Instead, we're trying to increase the pie.
Yes.
And getting more people get to know about I can use the thing like that.
Okay.
You can choose what the favorite brand you want.
Yes.
But that's what we think. We guarantee you the Cooler Master should be run better.
Okay.
With our own software and nerve system.
Yes.
I mean, the master control, we call it.
Yeah.
And then to really let the people able to enjoy what they need.
Okay.
And
I'm just really afraid when someone says ecosystem, because we know that the most famous ecosystem is also very closed. A certain fruits company really closes off their ecosystem. It's very difficult for people to get in.
Yeah.
But if Cooler Master has, and we know that everyone's friends in this industry, if we start closing things off, we don't become friends. We start closing borders, we don't become friends.
No.
But if you're willing to work with Kenny, if you were willing to work with, I can't remember his name. Nelly. I think that's a good partnership, because everyone's now, hey, you gave me this. Can I give you this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Collaboration has always been good. Again, in the creative space, this is the collaboration.
Yes.
An example is I was born in Hong Kong. My family moved to the UK when I was 5, been there for 30 years. I ended up in Hong Kong, worked for 10 years, met my wife. She's Canadian. She moved out back to Canada with the kids, right?
Such
And the family.
international.
Yeah, and then I had a choice, either go back to UK or Canada. So I ended up in Canada. And then I found him in Vancouver. So here we are, doing a collab. So collaboration is important. It gives people drive and innovation because we see different products from different all aspects, not just cooling. Again, as I said before, gaming, lifestyle, and even graffiti. You know that.
Yeah, that was really neat.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That is basically your creation is just your imagination, right?
Yeah.
And again, Cooler Master already have that branding, that recognizable branding. You know, when you talk about modding, it's Cooler Master, right? Gaming, it's Cooler Master. You know, so it's all there. I like to ask one more thing. It's like, in the next, like I said, Stephen says, the next 5 years, what's your what kind of vision or what are you expecting to?
Like CM35, what will that look like?
Well, CM35 is going to be the place here at least. We're trying to duplicate into all the different other places. Like I mentioned just now, it's going to be the place for you to drink, having fun down there, and you make your job down there, or you are entertaining yourself down there. We used a certain vertical. I don't know, 10 years later. Then what kind of the vertical going to be when we're talking about the ecosystem? But what you do know is that when we're listening to our community and then what kind of the thing they need, by the time of the more power needed requires the demand from the power. Then how we are from the part of the sustainability to helping the people. Like on one hand, still able to enjoy the product they want, but on the other hand, from as a corporate, how we can help. The people who have less energy using or environmental wise, that those kind of stuff that we are trying to really at the moment right now to reduce the waste and the pollution for the world.
I think that's so
eco-friendly.
important. Yeah, because and this is all little baby steps, right? I mean, right now you're taking a little bit of. I think you're using coffee grounds. Using alternate materials to.
We're trying
things.
Yeah.
And there's a certain amount that you can put in until it's not right anymore. But you're also using. You're probably going to be looking at ocean plastics, which is a big problem right now. There's a lot of containers out there full of plastics that need to be taken care of. And I'm glad you're trying all these things because it's not just one solution; it's many solutions.
No, that's big,
right? It's a multi-stream solution. Whatever material mix you can get, it's just going to reduce the amount of usage in the market. New material usage, exactly. Because I think the world's driving for, and this is especially in the EV space where they're looking at batteries. Everyone's afraid of battery. What's going to happen?
EVs,
right? They're going to try to recycle 99% of it. That's a big number, and if you're moving that as well too, I would love to see a statement or a measurement from you in 5 years to say, hey, we changed what we did here. We're trying all these things now. Now, compared to the last 5 years, we used this much wave. Now we're negative. I would love to see that statement because I know that you have something out there that displays your commitment to this, and that would be just such a great story to tell.
I don't like people reading my mind though.
What? were you thinking the same thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're actually trying to deliver the thing.
Good.
What you mentioned just now.
I will celebrate that because to see a negative carbon footprint from you would be so cool, especially compared to what you were doing in the past. Like everyone's the same. Everyone needs to move in baby steps. But now that you've said, we're in. We're totally in.
Definitely. We have to get in.
And Kenny, you got to be in. Nelly, you got to be in.
That's right. It's because also the youngsters now, especially the Gen Zers, they are all into that kind of stuff.
Right.
And, they're into the recyclable, the eco-friendly, the green stuff. You have to, again, cater for these youngsters. That's what they want, right?
Yeah.
So that gives it a drive and hopefully carbon neutral.
In this like Gen Z, they're also the ones that are willing to put you on blast because they realize that they have control of social media. Right?
Yeah, they do.
They do. In a big way.
In a big way, yeah.
So
that's right.
They're also going to celebrate your achievements as well, too, as long as you're very authentic and transparent with them. And I think that you have enough power here with so many young people here that you're listening to not only your employees but also all your world offices to realize what's going on because you're smart enough not just to put everything in Taiwan.
No,
you spread everything out. You saw what the trends are, and I think a lot of people are a little bit behind on this. but you're doing a really great job to, like doing that one conversation, which is listen to the customer. Don't
right.
worry about the fan service.
And let's resolve his problem.
Resolve problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. I think that's all the time we have for.
I think so. He's a busy man. Like we got
Yeah.
the CEO of Cooler Master right here. What does he cost? Like $10,000 an hour or something like that?
No. I'm doing nothing, hanging around. Just
Each email is expensive.
And we're so grateful that
Yeah.
at the heart of things, you're still a geek. You're still an enthusiast.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's who you are. That's why you're a Cooler Master. That's the reason.
Always.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is one of the chance for you to tell your side of the story for all our viewers there. So thank you,
Thank
Jimmy,
you.
thank you for your
coming.
time. Thank you.
So awesome. Thank you for coming.
And
Thank
that
you,
wraps
everybody.
up our podcast show, our special edition from the Nehu Cooler Master Creator
It's a great
Center.
place.
Amazing place. If you're ever in Nehu in Taiwan, make sure you drop by this place. You might even spot a few celebrities, and you're definitely going to have to eat at the Cooler Master Bar. The risotto, I recommend it. Absolutely. It's amazing. And don't forget to follow us on social media as well, too,
right.
at our podcast show. On Instagram and also on Twitter at our podcast show, and with new episodes every single Wednesday at noon. Until then, from Jimmy and Winston, bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.